It's day 25. When you see this video, it might be day 26. I don't think I'll have a chance to upload it today, but it'll be uploaded for tomorrow. So when you see this, it'll be day 26. Almost at 30. Real quick, I wanted to get on here and talk about something I mentioned in the 2 videos ago about perceptions being created, virtually, like, you holding on to, like, oh, so if you meet me, right, you're just going to assume that I'm going to be on this deep tip all the time. Like, I think let's just get into it. So it says a lot about you that if you're looking to another man or woman for not necessarily guidance, but how to hold yourself responsible. Another man or woman can't actually do that, right? Like, I'm consciously aware. I still eat meat. I know that, right? I'm trying to quit meat for sure. But so, like, you can't judge me if you see me eating meat, right? Because you know why? Right after Ramadan ends, that day, they eat lamb. So, you judging them for, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's wrong of you because, you people will make comments, well, those, I'm not saying just to me in general, but I'm saying to people, people like me and people like you, right? Oh, but you ate this the one day, or you remember when you did this? I forgot about that and I moved on. But why are you holding it on? Why are you holding that against me? Because you hold me to a higher standard. But get this, when I'm doing something, I'm consciously aware of, man, I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Man, we ain't perfect. I don't even think it's possible to be perfect in this society. I really don't even think it's possible. I mean, so for real, if Muslims out here eating lamb once the sun go down, bro, I don't want to hear shit. But I'm saying that because when you have the power and, people are looking to you for guidance and stuff, like, they're holding you accountable so that it's an excuse for them to not do anything, right? So I don't smoke cigs, but let's say, my homie's trying to quit smoking, and I'm like, yo, let me get a cig, and they're like, man, but you were smoking cigs, and by watching you smoke cigs, it made me want to continue to smoke. Bro, what does my action have anything to do with you? That's your journey, your path. Why would you hold something against somebody and then internalize that and then use it as an excuse for you? That sounds crazy to me. That sounds like a level of excuse I would never even want to give. I would never want to reach that point in my life. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that are there, but I've never been there. I can confidently say I've never used another person's excuse for why I shouldn't do something. I've always been consciously aware of, like, man, I'm fucking up. And that's my excuse. You going around. It's just like people don't want to grow, and then they want to blame somebody, and they see somebody the most, who's in a higher, they esteem, or they deem worthy enough to be held of higher respect, doing something, then they can just be like, well, they're not doing this thing. Okay. I'm just being honest. I really don't even know. I really don't know if it's possible. I don't. Because you know what? At the end of the day, like, even when I'm doing this fast, right? There's people who fast and they do a juice fast or a liquid fast like I'm doing. But they do a liquid fast where they're just replacing the calorie intake with liquids. All right. So if you try to go down that road for the rest of your life, you're replacing the calories. That's so much money. And then ultimately that's going to lead you to just eat meat anyway. Because you're like, I can't keep spending this money, right? I can't keep spending this money. Eventually it's going to feed the need to eat, like actual food, and vice versa. If you're vegan forever, right? You're vegan forever and you're trying to cram 3,000 calories or whatever. Well, eventually maybe somewhere. That's why a lot of vegans break after X amount of time, because eventually that diet feeds the need to eat. Certain diets just feed the need to eat, right? That's why I think the only true way to live would probably be like the the breatharians and things like that, because then when you're fully with the breath, you don't need food. But I don't know if it's possible because I don't know if it's possible because then the whole world, like, you would have to be isolated. The only way the breatharian lifestyle works is if you're isolated. It's the only way. But if you're vegan and you're surrounded by the society we're in, the prices are going up, they're going to force you out of that life. I don't know. I'm just looking at it like, look at the circumstances we're in. It started to rain. I had to stand under the tree and shit. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and be like, yo, don't judge people for their actions, what they do, man. Listen to what they say. This is not like no guilt-ridden video, but it's just like, I only came on here because I'm just like, I don't even want to be held to that high of a standard. Why are you putting me on a pedestal that I don't want anyway? Why are you looking at any man or woman that way? Man, I just get on here, and I'm not saying anybody is, but I'm just saying I'm getting on here to just spread my message and hope and positivity because of what I've gone through, and I know people need to hear that it's doable, that it's possible. You know what I mean? But just because of that doesn't mean people can hold me to a higher standard or think I'm worthy of something. I'm not worthy of nothing. And that goes into the why I said, like, I could stay at the school I'm teaching at, right? I'm going to go on a quick tangent. I could stay at the school I'm teaching at and be like, yo, the parents love me. The kids love me. I had a kid randomly say today, he's like, man, Mr. A, man, the changes you've done at this school in 1 year is like unreal. Like it's unreal. He's like, and I'm like, I could be like, yo, I'm going to feed my ego so much that I'm going to stay in this. I'm going to stay in this. I'm going to stay like this forever. I'm going to love it. I'm going to buy it on my ego. Yeah, man, this school wouldn't do nothing without me. But that's how you stay stagnant. That's how you feed that ego, feed the need. And then you never grow. You never put yourself through challenges. Years go by, you staying the same. Nothing changing. Nah, man, you are just the vessel, right? Like, I know they say, like, Jesus, blah, 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 God, but I'm talking about in the vessel of, like, I'm not, I'm so, this is, like I said, don't be taking this shit as cocky or conceited or whatever. Like, I even had this conversation with my mentor. Like, people are going to fuck with me off rip. Like, I'm not going to be, like, wooed into being like, yo, people really fuck with me and they like me. Bro, you're going to fuck with me off rip. You're going to like me off rip. I don't care. That's not enough for me to be like, yo, people really like me. I'm a good person. Nah, not at all. But when you buy into yourself, that's the problem. People buy into themselves. And don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. There's a time and place. When you're in a dark place, like I've been, right? I've been in a very dark place. I mean, you can go back and watch my earlier videos. Very dark places. Watch my earlier videos. You'll see I'm depressed as hell. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not depressed now. I mean, I'm not really feeling any bouts of depression, but not saying I won't in the future. But I'm saying that during those times, I had to hold on to, like, nah, Brandon, you're great. You're fucking awesome. You're the man. That's how you're going to get through all this shit, by you being you, right? But then when you get to the place and you finally prove yourself to yourself, and then, next thing you know, you're trying to compete and prove yourself to others, that's when you need to step back and say, okay, that pride and that ego that got me through, like the believing in myself, all right, we proved that part to ourselves already. So why are you still holding on to it? Why do I still need to hold on to the fact that that people like me and fuck with me and everything? Like, we already proved that. That's the standard now. So move on to something else. What's next that you can prove to yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, what more can you prove? So you should always be trying to change the goal. Right? I worded it better now than the last video. It's once you prove that to yourself, whatever it could be, inner strength, your personality, your, anything. Okay, well, what's the next thing that you can prove to yourself, to others, and then you can move on? Don't stay stagnant. It'll create problems. Yeah, but that's why I say, don't be getting on and worshiping people. Yeah, because some people get so misguided and they just be following any YouTuber just because. I'm not saying me, but I'm just talking about YouTubers in general. They be just looking for anything outside of themselves, man. Just look within yourself. No, you know what you need to do, and you know what's right, and you know what's wrong. I also say this because this also inspired because it's like, man, I'm going to, I told you I had to change the fast. I'll snitch on myself again. It was originally 120 days, but dropped it down to 90 because I'm going to Japan, and it's like, man, whatever happens when I'm overseas, like, happens. And I'm not gonna let other people, judge me because of what I'm doing over there. I might rip a cig, man. I might. That's why I mentioned smoking, I'm not gonna lie. I might see what them Japan cigs are talking about. I'm in Japan, man. Fuck it. I might drink a little sake. I don't care. But I'm not gonna sit here and feel bad and be like, oh man, shouldn't have done that. Nah, I wanted to do that. I knew it was probably a bad decision, but it's 2 weeks out of my life. It is what it is. But you're gonna hold on to it. But somebody, I'm saying, is gonna hold on to that and be like, well, you were doing X. And it's like, okay, I already moved on, and I'm already fixing the mistake I just made. Because people don't have that forward mindset of really wanting to grow. They live inside themselves, just hypercritical of everybody else. That tells you how small their worldview is, that they're hypercritical of everybody else. But when you reach this state of, you don't even worry about nobody else. I'm not looking at what another man is doing or woman is doing. I'm not judging them. Because if you're judging them, you're judging yourself. I'm not judging nobody. I'm worried about me and me only. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily, I'm not saying me and me only. I'm saying, like, yeah, obviously my friends and family I care about. But I'm saying I'm not going out of my way to be like judging them and telling them, shaming them and all that. Nah, man, you do you. And if you ever feel like you fucking up and or whatever, then you come see me and I'll be like, yeah, this is what you need to do. But you can't then, because you came to me, and that's the crazy part. You can't come to me for advice, then judge what I'm doing. Bro, listen to the messenger. Like I said, man, I can listen to a homeless person. He off drugs, and I'm listening to him like, damn. And I can tell that story. Like, I'm looking at this homeless dude like, what's he saying? But he kind of spitting though. And it's like, damn, man, why he saying more? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That's it for me. It's day 25. When you see this, it'll be day 26. We out here feeling a lot better. I had major stomach issues yesterday, like major. Now I'm feeling better. All right, talk to you guys.